Okay.
Hello and welcome to Inspiring Conversations. In this episode, we are going to talk with Sebastian and Beata. And I'd like to say that if you haven't seen these episodes, my name is Michaela Bertilsson, and I like to inspire you to change your life in one way or another, and maybe it's starting to working online. And in different episodes in Inspiring Conversations, I'll try to talk about different topics. So, welcome, Sebastian and Beata.
Hello,
Hello.
Michaela. Very nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And you are in England, right? Or Wales?
We're in North Wales.
North
It's a
Wales.
beautiful, we call it rainbow country up here. And we're lucky enough to live in the countryside up here. And it's very, very beautiful.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your background.
Okay, so we've been in North Wales for coming up to 6 years, 5.5 years now. And before that, we were down south, living in Brighton. I was working. Beata had just started being a mama to our twin daughters, who are now 8 years old. So I was working in a full-time job, going away from home every morning and missing out on most of the family life, and leaving Beata to sort of have the full reins of being with our girls and watching them grow up, which was something that was a great dismay for me, and it was something that we decided, we needed to change that situation. It wasn't a life which we wanted to continue being apart as a family. And one day we decided, I think, just to break free and take a risk and come up to the countryside here in North Wales and start our own business. Which was
very daring at the time. We didn't know anything about it. We didn't know where to start even. But we had very, very strong need to do something, to do some change, because as Sebastian said, he was going to work every single day, whole day. I was staying with the girls at home, feeling very overwhelmed, to be honest, feeling like I have to just go all the time, not having much time for myself. Sebastian would come back home quite tired. That would be about the time when the girls would have to go to sleep anyway. And that was changing, coming up here and daring to be all together at home was one of the best decisions I think we ever made.
Yeah.
And then other decisions followed.
And now you have expanded your online work to another area, right, Beata?
Yeah, we started first when we came to Wales. It was an online work yet. We didn't know about it. I guess if we would know then, which is about 6 years ago, this would be what we would do straight away. But we had no idea. So Sebastian, he's very creative and talented. He designed an ergonomic chair that we were working on for over 3 years, making something from scratch, building, sewing. And then when we came to the point when we meant to market it and sell it, we kind of felt pushed against the wall, really, because we didn't know how to. And that was when our first business actually collapsed. It just failed. We didn't have the results that we hoped for. So we never thought that the 3 years was waste of time. We've learned a lot, and we were all the time together at home, and we did great stuff. But unfortunately, all the money that we had went into that business, and that was the moment where we kind of really didn't know what to do next. We didn't want to go back to work for someone else, and that was when I started looking on internet for opportunities to work from home. And I came across few not such great things where we lost some money, and then I came across something that we are doing right now as well, Sebastian, where we learn a lot. And a part of that, last year, I started leaning more and more towards something that I've been always very passionate about, which is energy healing. And I love it, and I'm learning every day right now. And yeah.
Wow, sounds so great. And we can say that the thing you came across is a sort of a network, and I met you in this network,
Yes.
the SFM network, Six Figure Mentors.
Figure Mentors, yes, yeah.
One thing when you enter the SFM, and it's not only in SFM, but it's not just the opportunity, the business, it's also the mindset. Had you been in contact with affirmations and gratitude before?
I think this is Beata, you'd come across The Secret and sort of this whole personal development and mindset thing around about the same time as we came through into the community of the SFM. And you're absolutely right, Michaela. Like, one doesn't work without the other. And yeah, absolutely, having the right mindset for this journey is the thing that's going to really make the difference with how anybody progresses in this arena, or really anywhere in life in general. So sort of working on that personal development in whatever sort of different forms come along is super important. Here's one of our twin daughters. We home educate our girls. Actually, that's one of the things we're able to do by working from home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think the personal development side of things, we've been involved with meditation before, with certain energy works, but like we've spoken about, Michaela, like the actual personal development side of things, and this whole industry, I think we didn't know existed. And coming through into the SFM community, we were really woken up in a very, very positive way to what's out there, and what assists people to really like move themselves forward. I don't think I've been part of any community that has so many people on
so many awakened people.
Yeah, on a high motivational path to better themselves, for their families, and to do good and positive things in the world, to have that kind of perspective and motivation. It's really inspiring, and it helps us and helps everyone in the community to keep moving forward. I think that's great. Yeah.
But me, looking at you and being in the presence of you, I see that you have even more gratitude and love to give, and sort of a glory around you than most people really in the community. So I'm just wondering, don't you struggle with gratitude? Is it so simple and easy?
I think it is, yes. And for me, it's not something that I've been thinking about always. Always saying yes, thank you, and being polite, but never kind of seeing gratitude as this extremely powerful tool to change your life and attract better circumstances into your life. It came through learning a lot, learning and growing, reading lots of books and listening to people that like you say, they shine and they are successful in very different way than I think lots of people and myself thought about success in the past. Success that would be associated with someone being on a very high position, earning lots of money, having very certain status in the society, where with personal development, learning and reading and growing, I understood that it's just so much more than that. It's being successful in every area of your life, not just the money bit and not just high position in your job. And how I start the day is waking up, and the first thing I think about is how grateful I am to wake up and for the new day and for being alive and for my family and my children and those things that we just take for granted every single day. And so through the day, this is how we decided to raise our daughters as well. What we do, that's something that we started doing from beginning on when they were born. When we sit at the table to have our dinner, we hold hands. And we were never very religious people, let's say. We don't go to church and we don't pray to the God that, let's say, my family would. Or I come from Poland, so it's a very Catholic country, and it's a very certain mindset toward God and religion and your belief. I went a little bit different way throughout my life and moved away from it quite a lot. So I'm not very religious. However, I can say about myself, I'm very spiritual and I'm very deeply connected with the source and with the universe and with the energy and all that it provides for us. And this is where my gratitude and my appreciation comes for, for all that is, for us being here and understanding that there are so many people that have much harder, much more challenging life stories than we do, than I had in the past maybe as well, even though there were some really difficult moments where I felt very, very low and was very, very down and depressed. And I've managed to shift it all through my gratitude, through being grateful for what's now, through stopping complaining about things that really don't matter, and learning to live in the now, in the present, because every moment that just passed is already kind of past. And so what we do when we sit at the table, back to it, before we have our dinner, we hold hands, all four of us, and we taught the girls from the very beginning to kind of remember what nice things happened to them in the day, and be grateful for the food we have, and be grateful for being together and being family. And now they became 8 in December, and sometimes it's so beautiful and incredible, what they bring to it, what stuff comes out, what they see, the beautiful things and what they are grateful for is quite beautiful. Yeah.
Wow. But usually, or well, not usually maybe, but for some people, it is an experience, maybe life-changing experience or a tough moment that will change your awareness, and then you will be more grateful. But you mean that you have learned this through reading and practicing?
Yeah, I guess for everybody it's a little bit different, depends of your circumstances and what's happening at the time in your life. For me, it was moment where, as I said, I was really, really low and we didn't know what to do, where to go. I felt miserable, and I felt like that's not me and that's not who I want to be. And it was this moment when I woke up one day in the morning and I thought to myself, you know, this is not me. I have to do something about it. How about try to change my thoughts? And instead, every time, because, you know, our thoughts, it's like 95% of our thoughts, we just think over and over and over again. Every day we think the same thoughts we thought the day before. And by doing this, we can't change anything. We kind of just keep rewiring it, keep strengthening the neural pathways in our brains, so that then older we get, then stronger they become, and then harder the change is to make. However, if you find in yourself, or if you are inspired, or find in yourself a moment when you really want to, and you moved towards changing those negative thoughts patterns, then magic happens. Seriously, then completely different world opens up, and you know, we happy, like we had a good lives in different ways, up and down, and I never felt very balanced. But since we practice gratitude, since we focus on the positive things in our life, and you know, see the beauty around, and really come from a loving place, life is different. You know, we happy, we balanced, and it's so nice for the girls. It's this is what they see on a daily basis, and they super healthy, they super happy. You know, through the energy work that I'm doing, I'm learning that all emotions, all traumas that create certain emotions and pain show up in our bodies. This is how we create disease, and this is how we create illness. Every single bit has started with some negative thoughts, or about ourselves, or about the outside world. And by changing that, we heal not only our minds, but by healing our minds, we heal our bodies. We feel so much healthier, you know. Yeah.
That's great.
It's great. I'm thinking a little bit about the values in personal development and mindset. You talk about values, and some of your values are family and the food you're eating, right?
Yes, that's really important. In our family, food and nutrition, yes, that's one of those crucial things. It's not a diet, it's our way of life.
Yeah. And what I noticed, speaking to you, you have so much knowledge about what affects what in the body, and with the food and the mindset too. But also that, I mean, some people might talk about the diet or talk about a way of eating, but you know, there's so many sort of movements or new ideas how to treat your body, but you are so genuinely into this, how to eat right, and the whole lifestyle you have?
In terms of nutrition, like we have certain patterns that we do every day, and it's not that we never indulge. We do.
We have
but,
naughty food as well. Yes.
Yeah, but there are certain things which we like to be consistent with. Which something like we wake up and we have warm lemon water to start our day, which sort of begins to alkalize the body. Because our body wakes up very acidic, and that's where you want it to go and alkalize the body. And we do have a green smoothie every morning, and that sort of is the sort of the foundations of our day. That's got lots of good stuff in, and yeah, we sort of take it from there. And yeah, there are certain little tips that we have for things like when we're having grains or rice, that you soak them overnight, preferably, to get rid of the acetic acid. But just generally, we don't have meat in our diet, which I think is a huge one for the health of the body and for the planet. For anyone that moves towards not having sort of animal meat in their diet, but just to generally,
like the girls, they never had it. They grew up from the very beginning without meat. They are extremely healthy. They don't show any lack of anything that maybe someone could think doesn't get without meat. And now they, in that age, we kind of give them the freedom. If they would want to try, they can, but they understand where it comes from and they choose not to. And we try to have as little dairy in our diet as possible. We have sometimes cheese, although lately kind of we decided as well that we move away from this completely, and try to replace it with some another things. You can do that. We very blessed and lucky here in the UK, because you can get really anything. So that makes life much easier. And we try to have as little gluten as possible, as little wheat as possible. Again, not because anybody has any allergies or any issues with that. It's just that we understand that that's not so good for the body. So we have it not on a daily basis. We have lots of vegetables, lots of greens. The girls love it, because they grew up from the very beginning. This is what they were getting. That's the taste they have, and they have no any kind of problems with eating it. We eat very clean food, so we make the point of getting mostly organic food, from ideally from very ethically grown places where people where people are kind to the planet, and we prepare everything at home. So we don't buy any processed food, any cans, any packed up plastic things. So we grow our food as well. In summer we've got patch here. We live on the farm, so we used to, when we started, I tried so many different things, but many things didn't work out. And last year actually we just had lots of leaves, spinach, kale, chard, beetroots, onion, I don't know, things that you kind of use on a daily basis. And it's been quite amazing for the girls, seeing actually where the food comes from, and helping me on the patch as well. And we've got our chickens, so we get our own eggs as well.
Chickens are the best.
Yeah, chickens are the best.
Space to have chickens,
they are great, yes.
You seem to have such a holistic view of life, really, but to the gratitude, being together in the family, eating healthy, it's holistic, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, if I'm watching this as a viewer, and maybe I like to change my life and don't know where to start, and this episode is about mindset and to be healthy, and what would you recommend if you were to where to start? Is it with the gratitude, or is it to have time for the family? Where should, give us a tip, where should we start?
I think gratitude. I mean, we've heard that gratitude overcomes all things. So if you're having any kind of major issues in your life, or big fears, or lots of anxiety, or anything negative, if you can tune into and focus on and give your heart to being grateful for even the simplest, smallest thing in your life, then it's very difficult for anything else in your life to overcome you. So gratitude is a wonderful place to start, and I think begin educating yourself on calls like this. And there is so much, there's an ocean of things out there that can assist anyone to grow and move forward. And I think personal growth is really crucial for people, so that they can expand themselves in a positive way.
Well, our planet is changing. Our consciousness of the planet is changing, is shifting, and I come across so many people that kind of see it, are aware of it, and are moving toward it a little bit faster. And then some people that kind of are so caught up in the everyday working jobs, days, and where they come from, I guess, that they still can't see it. But yeah, like Sebastian said, I think trying to make a habit of waking up in the morning and setting up yourself positively for a day, instead of starting straight away with some painful or negative or issues or things that needs to be done. Basically, really just taking a couple of minutes time to think about what's good around you. It's like, I think if you start the morning in a positive way, you have so much more capacity to go through the day in the same way, in this positive way. As well, what I believe it's extremely important is meditation, even if it's only 10 minutes in the morning. Find time for sitting still, and there's so much stuff on YouTube, or just even nothing, just sitting in silence and focusing on your breath. This already would do a tremendous difference to how our day looks like, and how our mind and the patterns, the neural patterns in our brain change. So yeah, that would be maybe a nice start. And then be aware of what you eat. Look at the labels, and reduce sugar, and yeah, start thinking a little bit more holistically, like you say. So it's not just us, we all one, we all connected, it's all energy, and every single one of us affects another one. And I think more and more people need to become conscious of it, because that's the future of our planet, the future of humanity, and our children. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for this conversation. It has been an honor to have you on this show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And to you who are watching this, you can find the links to Sebastian and Beata if you like to be in contact with them. and you can subscribe to these conversations, and then you get a notification on when I upload the new episode. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor, Michaela.
Yeah, lovely.
Thank
to
you.
be part of your conversations, definitely.
Thank you. And good luck with the business, the new one. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect.
Yes, cross fingers, definitely.
Bye.